You think you've seen everything Netflix has to offer when it comes to horror? Yeah, no. These movies aren't just scary. They're the kind of disturbing, nightmare-inducing films that get under your skin and stay there. Some are based on real-life horror. Others are so intense that people literally couldn't finish them. And one? Well, let's just say people wish they never pressed play. Stick around because this list gets darker, creepier, and more twisted with every entry. And trust me, number one, you won't see it coming. 1. A horror movie. So disturbing, people stopped watching. Incantation, 2022. Ever watch a horror movie that makes you feel like you're part of the curse? Incantation does exactly that. It's a found footage nightmare that breaks the fourth wall, meaning, yeah, just by watching, you might be cursed too. This Taiwanese horror film follows a mother documenting the terrifying events that led to her daughter's mysterious illness. There's rituals, chilling symbols, and some of the most unsettling visuals you'll ever see. And here's the kicker. It's inspired by a real-life possession case. Viewers have actually reported feeling uneasy, sick, even haunted after watching. So, you sure you want to press play? 2. A horror movie with a mind-blowing twist. The Perfection, 2018. You ever watch a movie and just sit there in shock when the credits roll? Yeah, that's The Perfection. It starts off totally normal, just a drama about two musical prodigies. But then, bam! It spirals into something so disturbing, so unpredictable, that you won't know what hit you. There are scenes so twisted and gruesome that viewers had to pause and ask themselves, what the hell did I just watch? It's psychological horror at its finest, and by the time it's over, your brain will be scrambled. 3. The movie that feels too real. Creep, 2014. Alright, imagine this. You take a freelance job. The guy who hires you seems a little weird but harmless. And then, slowly you realize you're trapped in something truly terrifying. That's Creep. No ghosts, no demons, just a man who's way more dangerous than he seems. The whole movie feels so real, so personal, that it makes you feel uncomfortable just watching it. And trust me, by the end, you'll never trust a stranger again. 4. The scariest foreign horror film. Under the Shadow, 2016. The scariest foreign horror film. Under the Shadow, 2016. Some horror movies rely on cheap jump scares. Under the Shadow? Nah, this one slowly creeps into your soul and refuses to leave. Set during the Iran-Iraq War, it follows a mother and daughter stuck in their apartment, but something is in there with them. At first, it's just little things, a shadow in the corner, a whisper in the night. But then, it escalates into pure nightmare fuel. The worst part? You'll never know if it's all in her head or if the evil is real. 5. The supernatural nightmare you can't escape. The Autopsy of Jane Doe, 2016. Ever been inside a morgue at night? No? Well, after this movie, you'll never want to. It starts off simple. Two coroners examining a mysterious, perfectly preserved corpse. But as they begin the autopsy, things start happening. Clocks stop, shadows move, and the deeper they go, the more they realize. They should have never opened her up. It's eerie, unsettling, and builds up to a climax that'll stick with you long after it's over. 6. The brutal, gore-filled horror movie, Apostle, 2018. If you think folk horror is just slow-burn suspense, Apostle is here to prove you so wrong. This movie takes you inside a twisted, blood-soaked cult that believes in sacrifices. Gruesome, horrifying sacrifices. As the protagonist digs deeper, things go from bad to worse to unimaginably brutal. Seriously, if you can stomach it, you're stronger than most. 7. A psychological horror that messes with your head. The Platform, 2019. This one isn't just horror. It's a social experiment gone horribly wrong. A vertical prison, a floating platform of food that moves from top to bottom. By the time it reaches the lower levels, nothing's left. It's brutal, disturbing, and honestly, way too real. 8. A home invasion thriller that feels too real. Hush, 2016. Being home alone is already creepy enough? Now imagine, you can't hear your stalker sneaking up behind you. That's Hush. A woman, alone in her house. A masked killer outside. But the twist? She's deaf. This movie is pure suspense from start to finish, and you'll be holding your breath the entire time. 9. A horror movie based on true events. Veronica, 2017. You know a horror movie hits different when it's based on real police reports. Veronica follows a teenage girl who messes with a Ouija board during a solar eclipse, and what happens next is beyond terrifying. What makes it even scarier? The real-life case remains unsolved. The horror movie that no one expected to be this good. His House, 2020. Most haunted house movies? Predictable. His House? Absolutely terrifying. A refugee couple escapes war, only to find something even worse waiting for them in their new home. It's emotional, it's terrifying, and honestly, it's one of the best horror movies on Netflix. So, which of these horror films have you dared to watch? And which one do you think is too terrifying to sit through? Drop a comment below, and if you made it to the end, type "Horror Never Dies," so we know you're a real horror fan. Thanks for watching, and good luck sleeping tonight.